Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to all you Akim out there pushing this word with all truth and sincerity, and to all you believers out there who believing on the gospel. And it's the brother Quara Abad from the GMS Houston camp. I want to come back with another lesson, Lord willing, to be edifying, but I want to speak on how the kingdom of heaven is being built right before our eyes. The people in the world, they fail to realize that when you speak of the kingdom of heaven, it's simply the kingdom of the Israelites, the rulership of the Israelites. Just like every other nation on earth had a time to rule, like the saying goes, in this present age, the white man's heaven is the black man's hell. Well, when the Israelites rule, which consists of the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, that's going to be our heaven, man. That's going to be our kingdom. And for all the heathens, it's going to be their hell. But the point I want to touch on is people just think when you die, you go to either heaven or hell. No, the kingdom is being set up right now on earth as we speak, man. And of course, the people don't see it, but the Lord have opened our eyes to see what's truly going on. To see what's truly going on. Before the physical kingdom will be set up on earth, the Lord, the Most High Power, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, have sent his prophets out to speak the kingdom into existence, man. So when these people see the camps on the highways and hedges, see brothers on street corners preaching and prophesying, guess what? That's the beginning stages of the kingdom of heaven. You see, so it's being built on earth as we speak. Matter of fact, the perfect example is King Solomon. King Solomon matter of fact, let's start with that. I'm going to get this real quick and then we'll get into the scriptures that I had. But King Solomon, before he actually got the physical riches, before he actually got the physical blessings from the Most High, what did it start with first? The spiritual things, which is the wisdom, man. And that knowledge brought him to the innumerable amount of riches that he had, which is the same thing today. King Solomon reincarnated is the Heavenly Father's son, whose name is Yahweh Shai. Well, this going to be his kingdom set up. Because remember, it was promised to King David's son, which is King Solomon, that he was going to rule forever. Well, King Solomon only ruled for 40 years. So when will the prophecy be fulfilled when he ruled forever? When Yahweh Shai come back and rule, man. Right? But let me get this real quick. And like I said, Lord willing, this be edifying. But this is 2 Chronicles 1 and 8. It says, and Solomon said unto the Most High, thou hast showed great mercy unto David my father, and hast made me to reign in his stead. Now, O Lord power, let thy promise unto David my father be established, for thou hast made me king over a people like the dust of the earth in multitude. Give me now wisdom and knowledge, right? Spiritual things. Give me now wisdom and knowledge, that I may go out and come in before this people, for who can judge this thy people that is so great? And the Most High said to Solomon, because this was in thine heart, and thou hast not asked riches, wealth, or honor, nor the life of thine enemies, neither yet hast asked long life, but hast asked wisdom and knowledge for thyself, that thou mayest judge my people over whom I have made thee king. Wisdom and knowledge is granted unto thee. So the Most High told King Solomon, look, I like that. I like what you asked me for. You asked for spiritual things. You asked for the things that mean the most, that can't fade away, which is wisdom and knowledge and the understanding, man, knowing how to judge, man, discernment. So because you asked that, he said, I'm going to give it to you. It says wisdom and knowledge is granted unto thee. Check this out. And I will give thee riches and wealth and honor, such as none of the kings have had that have been before thee, neither shall there any after thee have the like. So he said, but moreover, I'm going to bless you with these physical things too. But what came first? The spiritual things, man. So the same, I just wanted to get that to show the same thing. When King Solomon was set up to rule, is the same order as it is today, man. It starts with the knowledge first, and that's what I want to touch on, that the kingdom of heaven, or the kingdom or the rulership of Israel, is being set up on earth right now as we speak, man, before all these people's eyes. Right? Let me get this. This is Luke This is the Lord Yahushua. Something he said. It's Luke 17, and I'm going to get straight to the point. This is when the Pharisees try to come to him and question him. This is Luke 17 and 20. And when he was demanded of the Pharisees when the kingdom of God should come, he answered them and said, the kingdom of the Most High cometh not with observation. You see? So you ain't go physically see it with your eyes. It says, the kingdom of the Most High shall not come with observation, neither shall they say, lo here or lo there. For behold, the kingdom of the Most High is within you. So you ain't gonna say, oh, look up, look, and, you know, pointing in the sky, everybody looking up, oh, it's the kingdom. You know, oh, it do got streets paved with gold. You know, it got dirt falling, you know, from the ground, you know. Oh, look at it, do got a, you know, an amethyst castle. No, you ain't gonna see that. But it says the kingdom of the Most High is within you. Now, what is within us? This truth. Let me get a quick precept. He's talking about this truth, because this truth and this knowledge gonna bring us to the physical kingdom as we just got with King Solomon. But this is what is within us, man. Because he said the kingdom of the Most High is within you. This is 2 John, the second epistle of John, 1 and 2. It says, for the truth's sake, the truth, right? Subject matter, for the truth's sake, which dwelleth in us and shall be with us forever, man. So that's what is what's in us that Yahushua was speaking of. This is the kingdom, man. You know? So you ain't gonna see a physical building coming down out the sky. But let's prove further that it's being built right now in our times as we speak. So we see it ain't gonna be physically dropping out of the sky or you physically seeing it, you know? So it gotta be something spiritual, right? Let me get this. This is Daniel 2. Now, when you go into this, what I'm about to read, I ain't gonna read the whole thing, but this one, Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, he had a dream of a statue, and the statue was representative of the, starting with Babylon, the heathen rulerships. You see, starting with Babylon, the heathen rulerships, and it went from Babylon, then the Persians and the Medes, then the Greeks, and then the Romans was the legs, right? But now we in a time of the feet and the toes, because the last major rulership was 2,000 years ago, which was the Romans, the legs. So we in the feet and the toes right now. So I'm going to get straight to the point. This is Daniel 2. And I'm going to start at 4, starting at Rome. It says, and the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, for as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things, and iron, as iron that break all these, shall it break in pieces and subdue. Talking about Rome. And whereas thou sawest the feet and the toes, which is the time we are now, at the end of the heathen rulership, you see, we at the end of the heathen ruler. It's clear we at the end. And when Yahushua come back, that's when the Israelites going to rule. So we in the feet and the toes, which is what we read now. And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, which is the revised Roman Empire, right? Got part of that iron in there, which is America. It says, the kingdom shall be divided, but there shall be in it of the strength of the iron, right? NATO, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay, you know, going into the NATO and the EU. It says, as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. Whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. Now watch what this next verse about to say, what is going to happen during the feet and the toes. So during the current rulership that we in, which is the NATO, EU, and America, something is about to take place in this rulership, right? Which goes into the kingdom of heaven being set up on earth right now. So it says, and in the days of these kings, so in the days of the feet and the toes, it says, in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom, right? Set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. Now, do we see the kingdom of heaven set up right now on earth while you got Russia and China and America? No, you don't see that. Because remember, it said when Yahushua, let me get this real quick. It's 1 Corinthians 15. When Yahushua come and set up order, set up his dominion on earth, nobody else going to rule with him. So this can't be talking about the physical kingdom being set up in the days of the kings, America, NATO, EU, Russia. right? Let me get this real quick and I'm going to go back to that. 1 Corinthians 15 and 24. Then cometh the end, when he shall have delivered up the kingdom to the Most High, even the Father. Because you go to verse 23, I'm going to read 23, because it's talking about that Yahushua coming. But every man in his own order, Mashiach, the first fruits, afterward they that are Mashiachs at his coming. Then cometh the end, when he shall have delivered up the kingdom to the Most High, even the Father, when he shall have put down all rule and all authority and power, for he must reign till he put all enemies under his feet. You see, so Yahushua kingdom ain't gonna be set up the same time America ruling, or Russia's got power, Korea and China got power, man. Right? So let's go back to that. Daniel 2 and 44. And in the days of these kings, and the days of the feet and the toes, shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom. And how's the kingdom being set up? By the prophets being sent out on the highways and hedges, pushing the word. We speaking the kingdom into existence. It says, which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. You see? Now, because I had made the point of how the kingdom is starting. Well, going back to what Yahushua said. He said it's within us. So the prophets are sent out, got the truth within us, the knowledge within us. And that's how it's being set up. You got brothers in different cities and in different countries bringing out this word, man. Just like it said in Ephesians 2, we are the temple. Each man is a stone. Well, the same thing for the kingdom. We are the Israelites. We are, like I said, we are people before a place, right? Well, the kingdom and the temple is a people now before it's a place. Let me get this. This is Isaiah 19. This is Isaiah 19 going into the camps being set up. This is Isaiah 19 and 19. In that day shall there be an altar to the Lord in the midst of the land of Egypt. Now, this is not talking about the ancient Egypt. Remember, Revelation 11 and 8 said that great city, which is America, is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. So this is the Egypt we speaking of. So it says there's an altar to the Lord in Egypt, which is talking about the camps. It says, in the midst of the land of Egypt, and a pillar at the border thereof to the Lord. And this shall be for a sign and for a witness unto Yahweh of hosts in the land of Egypt, talking about the camps. And the brothers pushing his word. It says, for they shall cry unto Yahweh, telling you, we're talking about people. Because the altar itself, you know, stones and, you know, fire ain't gonna cry out to the Lord. Altar ain't gonna cry out. Pillars, you see, it's talking about people, man. Hey, it says in pillar at the border thereof. Didn't Apostle Paul say he perceived, I think, Peter and James to be pillars? You see? But it says, and they shall cry unto Yahweh because of the oppressors, and he shall send them a savior in a great way, and he shall deliver them. And that's when Yahweh shall go come set up his kingdom. But it's starting out by this word going out, man. Hey, and you know what backs that up? In Matthew 24, when the Lord Yahushua said, when this gospel, right, of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come, man. So when this word go forth, the truth go forth, then the end of Esau go come, and the beginning of our rulership gonna begin, man. Right? You see? People just think they see niggas and Mexicans on the highways, dressed in dresses and cussing. Like Yahushua said, they have eyes that they see, but they perceive not. Yeah, you see niggas and Mexicans on the highways, but you truly don't see it for what it is. That's the men speaking the kingdom of heaven into existence, man. That's the altar to the Lord right there, man. Right? Let me get this. This is first Esdras to go into how to, you know, the knowledge that we have, that's going to bring us to the kingdom. This first Esdras 4, and I'm going to wrap it up here in a few because I got to make some moves. But this is first Esdras 4, and I'm going to get straight to the point. First Esdras 4 and 38 says, as for the truth, so the subject matter is the truth. It says, as for the truth, it endureth, and is always strong. It liveth and conquereth forevermore. With her, talking about the truth, with her there is no accepting of persons or rewards. but she doeth the things that are just, and refraineth from all unjust and wicked things. And all men do well like of her works. Neither in her is judgment, neither in her judgment is any unrighteousness. And she is the strength. So it's about to tell you what the truth is, right? It says she is the strength and kingdom, power, and majesty of all ages. Let's read that again. Talking about wisdom. It says, for she is strength, kingdom, power, and majesty of all ages. Blessed be the God of truth. So this truth that we have, the knowledge of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, the knowledge that we know, that we preaching and prophesying, that we reading in the scriptures, this is going to bring us to the kingdom. Going back to King Solomon, it started with the spiritual things first, man. Right? And speaking of King Solomon, let's go to something that he wrote. Let's go to something that he wrote. This is Wisdom of Solomon 6:20. It says, therefore, the desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom. It says, therefore, the desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom. If your delight then be in thrones and scepters, O ye kings of the people. So if you want to rule, sit on thrones, judge, right? Have slaves and many women and everlasting life. If you want this, King Solomon about to tell us what we got to have. If your delight then be in thrones and scepters, O ye kings of the people, honor wisdom that ye may reign forevermore, man. You see? That remind me of when I was reading Sirach a couple of days ago. Sirach 16:4, for by one that have understanding shall the city be replenished. And we are, the house of David is being replenished right now, right? By what? The knowledge. Then the Most High said in Baruch, we come gathered together by the word of the Holy One. So we are being replenished as a nation by the word, man, by the understanding. The temple is being replenished by the understanding. So guess what? The kingdom of heaven is being replenished by the understanding that the Lord have given us again, man. I'm going to end it off with this. Revelation 21, because it's about to describe the kingdom. But again, it's a people before a place. This Revelation 21. And, man, I'm going to start at 2. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from the Most High out of heaven. Now, again, remember Yahweh Shai said it don't come by observation. So it's not talking about an actual city. Remember, it's a people before a place. This is the Israelites, the elect, coming out the chariots, the so-called UFOs, after the destruction, and going to physically set up the kingdom now. This is the physical part. You see, this is the physical part. And to prove that, it says, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband, the elect. So let's go into the description of this kingdom. It says, verse 10, and he carried me away in the spirit to a great and high mountain, and showed me that great city, the holy Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from the Most High. Talking about the elect, right? It says, having the glory of the Most High, and her light was like unto a stone, most precious, even like a jasper stone, clear as crystals, and had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates. And at the gates 12 angels, and names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. See, Israel make up the kingdom. So you seeing us coming back together today by the word, by this knowledge, the kingdom is being built back up, man. You see? It says on the east 3 gates, on the north 3 gates, on the south 3 gates, on the west 3 gates. Remember, this is talking about John saying the elect coming out of heaven. So the description of the kingdom is the people, man. It says, and the wall of the city had 12 foundations, and in them the names of the 12 apostles of the Lamb. Going back into that Ephesians 2, the same thing is said for the temple. Matter of fact, let's get that. The same thing is said for the temple. And I'm going to come back to that Revelation because there's some more I want to get. But watch what it said about the temple that's being built. Ephesians 2:20, and are built upon the fountain. Matter of fact, I'm going to start at 19. It says, now, therefore, ye are no more strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens with the saints of the household of the Most High. Because before we had this truth, we was foreigners to our heritage, man, to our power, to the law, so on and so forth. But now being returned, we are back to who we are. It says, and are built upon the foundation of the apostles and prophets. That's the foundation. Starting with Yahushua, it says, and Yahushua himself being the chief cornerstone, in whom all the building fitly framed together groweth unto a holy temple in the Lord, in whom ye also are builded together for a habitation of the Most High through the Spirit. You see, so it's the people that make up the building, man. But going back to Revelation 21, it says, and 14, and the wall of the city had 12 foundations, and in them the name of the 12 apostles of the Lamb. And he that talked with me had a golden reed to measure the city, and the gates thereof, and the wall thereof. And the city lieth 4 squares, and the length is as large as the breadth. And he measured the city with the reed 12,000 furlongs. The length and the breadth and the height of it are equal. And he measured the wall thereof 144 cubits. Come on, man. Come on, man. 12,000 out of each tribe. Revelation 7, 144,000. You see? 144 cubits. It says, according to the measure of a man, that is of the angel. You see? So the elect, the prophets, you know, the Israelites, we make up the kingdom, man. So us coming back to who we are as a people, you see, the kingdom is being built before these people's eyes, man. But, you know, with that, you know, gotta go. But Lord willing, you know, this lesson was edifying. You know, I hope I wasn't talking fast, but want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Shon Chakodash. And with that, Shalom.